Over the weekend, history was made at Windsor Castle as more than 360 guests gathered inside the prestigious St. George's Hall to break their Ramadan fast. This marks a significant moment as it is the second year in a row that the British royal residence has hosted such an event, signifying a growing commitment to cultural inclusivity. Last year, the Iftar event took place in the Learning Centre of the castle. This time, however, the setting was elevated to St. George's Hall, a location reserved for grand state banquets. This hall, with its historical significance and stunning grandeur, provided a remarkable setting for an evening centered around unity, respect, and togetherness. St. George himself, the saint after whom the hall is named, is a figure deeply tied to English heritage, known for his resilience and faith in the face of adversity. The Royal Collection Trust had initially announced the event via an invitation on its official website, extending a warm welcome to individuals of all faiths and beliefs. The message encouraged visitors to take in the splendor of the state apartments before sitting down for a communal meal after sunset. With a strong emphasis on inclusivity, the event stood as an open door for people of all backgrounds to witness the blending of British tradition with modern multiculturalism. Guests began their evening with a tour of the castle's majestic state apartments, marveling at the rich history that lines the walls of one of the most iconic royal residences. Following this immersive experience, attendees moved into the Grand St. George's Hall, where long tables were set with food and drinks, ready for the Iftar meal. The event was made possible through a collaboration with the Ramadan Tent Project, a charitable organization dedicated to fostering community engagement through its Open Iftar initiative. The Ramadan Tent Project has been instrumental in bringing people together, not just in Windsor, but across the UK. Through its work, the organization has arranged similar Iftar events in well-known venues such as Shakespeare's Globe and Brighton and Hove Albion FC, ensuring that the essence of Ramadan reaches far beyond traditional religious settings. Omar Salha, the visionary founder and CEO of the Ramadan Tent Project, reflected on the significance of the moment. For him, sharing an Iftar meal within the walls of Windsor Castle, one of the most recognized symbols of British heritage, was nothing short of surreal. He emphasized that beyond the symbolism, the event represented something much deeper, an acknowledgement of Britain's evolving cultural landscape. Britain, he noted, is not defined by a singular identity, but by a tapestry of traditions, faiths, and communities that make up the nation's diverse social fabric. It's not just about breaking bread together, it was about breaking barriers, fostering a sense of belonging, and strengthening the bonds of community. For many attendees, this experience was unprecedented. The idea that a place so steeped in royal history could be transformed into a space of shared spiritual significance left many in awe. One guest, speaking with the BBC, expressed gratitude for the gesture, remarking on how welcoming it felt to be invited into the home of the royal family for such an occasion. Simon Maples, the Visitor Operations Director at the Royal Collection Trust, spoke about the decision to expand this year's event into a more prominent venue within Windsor Castle. He described how last year's event in the Learning Centre had been a resounding success, prompting organizers to dream bigger. By hosting the Iftar in St. George's Hall, they were able to extend the invitation to an even larger group of people, allowing over 350 guests to participate in this landmark moment. Beyond just being a charitable event, Maples highlighted that the Royal Collection Trust has a broader mission to make the royal palaces and collections accessible to all. Events like these are a crucial part of that effort, opening the doors of Britain's most treasured sites to people from all walks of life. By inviting individuals of different faiths and backgrounds to partake in the Iftar meal, the Trust is reinforcing its dedication to inclusivity and community engagement. The evening was a perfect fusion of history and modernity, tradition and progress. The centuries-old walls of Windsor Castle have borne witness to countless state occasions, royal ceremonies, and political gatherings. Yet, on this night, they played host to something equally significant, a reflection of a changing Britain, one that embraces the diversity of its people and honors the traditions that make up its national identity. As the plates were cleared and the final prayers recited, the sentiment in the room was unmistakable. This was more than just a meal, it was a statement. A statement that Britain's cultural and religious diversity is not only acknowledged but celebrated. A statement that spaces once reserved for a select few are now being opened to the many. And most importantly, a statement that traditions, both old and new, can coexist, side by side, in the heart of the nation's most treasured landmarks. With the success of this year's event, the future looks bright for similar initiatives. As Ramadan Tent Project continues to bring open iftar to renowned locations across the UK, and as the Royal Collection Trust deepens its commitment to accessibility, the bonds between tradition and inclusion will only grow stronger. For those who attended, this was not just an evening at Windsor Castle, it was a moment in history, a testament to the power of unity, and a glimpse into a future where the walls that once divided now serve to bring people together.